Hi everyone. It has been a few weeks since I posted anything in YouTube, and I took a few days off, but I'm back. Today I'm wiring the knee motors and soldering some wires to them, and I'm also using my new label maker to make sure I connect these motors properly to the circuit board and in the right place. Normally, I would just wire these motors and keep going, but I learned at my new job a new way of making labels for the wires, and it's very professional, and I would like to share it with you guys. Mr. Lee Orebaug, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He works in the racing world, NASDAQ. I don't know the names of the racing world. I'm not into that. But his wiring cannot fail. Can you imagine a professional racer losing a race because of a faulty wire? That would be a big no-no, I guess. I'll be using my new Dyno Label Manager 280. But many of their cartridges that comes with this machine and the ones that you have to replace them with also come in different flavors, and also there's other vendors that make them, so they're compatible. There's also aftermarket makers that are compatible with the originals. You just have to check their compatibility. I'm also going to use my 6mm and 12 millimeters heat shrink tubes for this Dyno 280. They come in different colors and in different wire sizes, different thickness. Some of them are harder to find and a bit more pricey. I have seen videos of people unboxing of how they open this machine and how they insert the cartridges and how they print, but I think I'll prefer to show what I do with my tools instead of what they do. There should be manuals for that and probably tons of videos already for these machines. I'm not gonna do that. First thing you want to do before you using your label maker with the shrink tubes is to write a list of what you will be needing. This will be obvious as I print the labels in a few minutes, but to be clear and blunt, it is to save tape. It's to save tape. Every time you print a label, there is a small amount of tape that is in the front of the cassette that was left from previous print. Then there is a tape that will be empty from the machine to allow you to cut it off. These spaces add to 1 inch every time you make a label. So if you print one at a time, you will be losing a lot of tape. By adding only a space and continuing typing your labels all at once, you will save tape and money in the long run. So let me get us started and explain what I'm doing today. This is my knee for DARA Robot, and there's two sides. One is the left side and one is the right side. The difference between my wiring is that one side corresponds with a red wire with a red dot on the motors, so they go in one direction, and on the other side I switch the wires around so it goes in the other direction. Why I'm doing this? Because they will be placed side by side. One is going to go counterclockwise and one is going to go clockwise. So by wiring it in the opposite way, they will go in the same direction. Now I will make another video later and explain why I'm using 4. That is in the next video. Today I'm just making labels and showing you what I'm doing with these labels. I will be pulling my machine down and I will be typing four labels. One is going to say left bottom knee, then left top knee. In the other side, it's going to say right bottom knee, and then the other one is going to say risk right top knee. I will try to reduce my lettering, the labels, by just replacing the word left and right with the letters R and L for right or left. I could also replace that word top and bottom with up and down and save 3 characters. But it may be confusing later when I am connecting all these wires in the computer console. What did I meant by bottom knee, up knee, down knee? Also, after I finish printing these labels, I'm going to be covering them and protecting them from scratches, from being erased, from being vandalized, etc., by adding a polyclear polythene heat shrink tube by electroduct.com. It's a cable company. I will link their website if you don't have time to catch it from here on the bottom of the page. After soldering, labeling, I will stop the video and make another one in few days, testing the speed and strength with these motors that I'm using to see if they have the strength and the speed for the knee. I might be needing different motors. And before I start designing and building the knee and building a final product, I think it's better to do a test. So my next video will be for doing the test. Also remember to join my channel so I can continue building DARA, and so you can see how I'm building it by pressing that subscribe button on the bottom. I don't make any money from these videos and I share them freely. Eventually maybe I can reach 1,000 subscribers and few thousands and thousands of hours of being viewed, and they will send me some money to continue buying more parts for DARA, and maybe I can buy better parts for DARA. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna have to put up the money, put up the bill, and do as best as I can. Also remember that I have a Facebook group called DARA Robots, where many people follow. We share ideas and discuss robotic contents. So join it. It is fun, and many of DARA parts, the 3D parts, are in Thingiverse. Some of them are not there, and the reason they are not there is because they are not final. They are not there yet. So I won't share anything that I don't think is good enough. And you will find on some parts where it says discontinue or all part, do not use. So I use different things. So now let me type my labels and print them and show you how it's done. And through the magic of video. I already have cut 4 pieces of my clear, and I typed the words, the labels that I need. I will press print. I will cut my labels off, turn the machine off, and put it away. And as you can see, this is what I have. If you notice, there's 1/2 inch of space on the front, 1/2 inch of the space on the end that we're gonna lose. And most likely, we're gonna cut them off. Now, I will cut them separately. And I will insert one of them. All right, so I saved this by just inserting this tool and stretching it just a little bit. And I was able to make it bigger. I also inserted them all already. And this is a perfect sample of why I'm going to be putting the clear. As you can see here, just me handling the label, just to put it in there, is already erased. So this is a perfect why we want to shrink it. And then we want to use the clear on top of it. So it is protected. Now, it won't erase, it won't scratch, and I can work on the wire with no problems. Also, this labeling is actually also wrong. What you want to do is actually have your part, solder it, and then bring that next to it and solder it. That will be another video. The reason I did this here this way is because I am testing the knee. I'm testing these wires for current, and this might not be the final. The cable is short. I might actually have to come up with a bigger one, a longer. So this will do for now. All right. So join my channel by pressing that subscribe button on the bottom. Also remember that I have a Facebook group called DARA Robots, and many of the 3D parts are in Thingiverse.